Hello? Okay, take 3. Let's see. Hi, everyone. I hope it's working now. Please, please, please let me know in chat if, um, if it's working or not. Yeah, it works. Okay, dope. Um, so I just want to apologize real quick for being late. I was doing stuff for work and there was a whole bunch of traffic. I thought I could get here in like 30 minutes and it turned out I could not. I got a question for you. Can hear you now. Oh, bless. What is your question? Hit me with it before we get into the video. Again, I'm so sorry for like the background looking so just gross right now. So the thing that is stressing me out that y'all heard. Hold up, my internet, that's bad. The thing that's been stressing me out is that we're gonna be moving. So I'm so excited about it. However, I am less stressed. And so we're doing a whole bunch of stuff. Also, don't mind Tia just in the background. So yeah. That's my exciting life news. Okay, I'm back. Hell yeah. Fix that internet. I'm gonna give like 5 minutes and then we're gonna get into the video for today. Today I'm going to be reacting to Anthony Padilla's I spent a day with non-binary people. I do have a 2-hour time limit, so I feel like it should be fine. I think it's only like an hour. Maybe not even that long of a video. Someone in the witch community I watch reacts to Anthony's stuff, so this should be interesting. Yo, first of all, that's dope. Literally, link me up, because I need more witchy people to fucking follow. Like, all of these crystals. All of these crystals. Excited for it. I love Anthony spending a day with you, right? He's such a cute bean. I literally love him. He's, like, if every man was like him, I feel like I would like men a whole lot more than I do. He's definitely, like, such a sweet person, such a kind human being, and gives a platform to, so many different kinds of people to, like, share their experiences. Heart Witch is great. Ooh, okay, okay, Heart Witch. Heart Witch. I will subscribe to you. Heart Witch. I very much need more. I think my mom actually subs to her. That's crazy. Hey Lynn and chat. So glad to finally be able to join a stream before all the chaos starts. I love it. I remember watching it. I think there was one thing I disagreed with in that video, but I can't remember what it was. But then again, I disagree with lots of things. Oh no. What did you disagree with? I mean, I know you just said you can't remember what it was, but like, what are some of the things that you like disagree with? Just in general, let's do some like hot takes real quick before. Well, my question got lost in the ether. What was the question? I didn't see it, other than you asking. Spent the whole day eating cinnamon bread and watching Is It Cake? Yo, that's a great show. I got my haircut and I look masked now. Aw, I'm going to a day camp right now and some dude with his friend went up to me and said, I think he's into you. Then Fred said, I'm not a homosexual. Oh my god. Love it. I think he thought I was a dude. Yo, my favorite thing in the whole wide world is like when my hair was shorter. It doesn't happen now, but like I got like duded in my guy a whole lot more. Hello. Hello. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and everyone in between. Hello, how are you? Oh my god. Okay. It's been a little bit. I still want to know what your question is. I'm really sad that it got, like, lost. I want to know what it is. That makes me sad. Okay. I'm not really sure how I feel about the whole I spent a day with fill in the blank trend. You know what it is? I think, like I said in the beginning, it's a very interesting way to showcase different people's experiences. Like, there are certain people's experiences that I wouldn't know about unless Anthony did it. I think he was, like, one of the first people to do it well, I think. I mean, there are other people, but I don't know. I'm gonna play a Sonic game while I watch because my attention span is alright. Honestly, that's okay. I'm not offended. I'm not offendamaged. It is all good. Okay, Anthony. Let's go, my guy. Let me know if y'all can hear him when I put this on. I also just love him.
Today is...
Ooh.
Seekers Day. Seekers Day is our annual tradition to celebrate the start of Yes Theory.
This show is...
Oh. Okay. Okay, everyone. It is about to start. It gets kind of lost because Anthony doesn't ask any important question. It leaves the people he's interviewing easy to rebuttal. Oh, okay. Honestly, that makes sense. I watched the I Spent a Day with Furries vid, and it was hilarious. Bruh. Sorry for missing your last stream. If you recall correctly, you said you'd watch your next stream tips on presenting femme. If I'm closeted, which I asked for... Yes. You did do that. I did not remember. While this is going on, I will look for tips for how to do that because I completely forgot. Like I said a couple minutes ago, I'm currently in the process of moving and doing that kind of stuff. So I very much apologize that I didn't do that, but I will do that for you right now. Time joining a live stream videos helps me a lot with LGBT related things. Hell yeah, it depends on who's doing the interviewing. You're right. It's especially if it's coming from a phobic perspective. You're right. Okay, y'all. Let's go. Oh, this is only 22 minutes?
My name's Anthony Padilla, and today I'll be spending a day with non-binary people.
We all know I'm going to talk more than that.
Misunderstood gender identity that falls outside the traditional male-female binary. If they're offended
Let's go.
when people use an incorrect pronoun, and if they feel society would be a better place without genders altogether. By the end of this video, we'll find out if identifying as not entirely man nor woman has been blissful as they live their most authentic lives.
For me, it is.
This label has elicited constant shaming and pressure from the outside world to conform within society's definition of normal.
You know, it's crazy too, because non-binary, there is now like a norm for how that looks. Why BetterHelp gotta be so wrong, not oh my god, my fucking dyslexia. Also, I'm sorry I'm like cursing so much. I don't know why that's happening today. Yeah, on it, that's the one thing whenever he like promotes BetterHelp, I'm kind of like no, so what I was saying is, like, I feel like non-binary now has a very specific look to it, or what people think of when they say non-binary. They think of a certain type of person, and it's like, no, it's not just that person. So I feel like even in non-binary spaces, there's also some kind of, like, conformity nowadays, which is actually insane.
Hello, Angel.
I follow Angel. I literally love them.
Jacob.
I also love Jacob. Yo, if anyone here, like, first got introduced to them, like, during, like, the whole, She-Ra Double Trouble phase, say it in chat. I love Jacob so much. I also love Jeffrey.
I'd love to hear you define what non-binary means in terms of gender.
The gender binary says you gotta be in one of two boxes in order to be understood as a person. For the non-binary community, we say, no, I don't have to be in either box.
What questions surrounding the idea of being non-binary? Do you feel like a broken record answering?
Do I have to be androgynous to be non-binary?
Yep.
Do I have to use they, them pronouns in order to identify
Yep.
as non-binary? No, you don't.
Isn't they plural?
Yep.
And the response is, what do you say when someone leaves an umbrella somewhere?
I think my, like, broken record thing is always just when someone asks, like, oh, what are you? I'm just like, I'm a person. It's both of those things, the hate and still loving it, honestly. I don't get why conservatives don't understand pronouns, or no, it's more the hate over they, them pronouns, not to mention, even within the trans community. Yeah, even within our community anyway, people hate on, like, they, them pronouns. And I don't get it whatsoever. Hi, how are you?
500 people that probably
Under an umbrella, together.
The least interesting part of it is the pronouns.
100%.
That is such a, like, dumb technical classification.
It
It's about
is.
giving yourself this, like, profound freedom.
I love
and joy
Jacob.
and
Someone
bliss in
expresses
your body.
non-binary and gender
And people are just
non-conforming
like,
world.
"But how do I use the
Is such a
pronouns?"
strong
I'm like,
advocate
"Shut
for
up
it." Yeah,
about
they
the
really
pronouns."
are.
Do you get offended when people misgender you?
I'm personally a little bit more chill about it, but I do know that there are other people who are non-binary out there who it is really, really painful for them to get misgendered. It just depends on who it is.
It really
Do you feel like
does.
it's more about the intention behind it?
Yeah, especially the aftermath. Like, if somebody misgenders me and then I correct them, how they react afterwards is really more of what I look for.
Someone can use the wrong pronoun and mean it with a lot of love and just not know better.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that it's important for us to hear people's intention and then meet them where they're at and then be like, oh, actually, I do use they, them.
Right, because it really comes from a matter of, do they respect me?
Right. I think most people are well-intentioned and most people are trying to be kind and respectful.
Do you welcome people asking you questions?
So, like, when it comes to that kind of stuff, my real mom is trying, but she still forgets a lot. I feel that. No, it took my mom a very long time to, like, actually use, like, they, them pronouns. Thankfully, I'd already changed my name when I came out to her, so she didn't, I kind of, like, lukewarmed her up to it just a tad, so that she didn't have a hard time, and she still has a hard time sometimes with, like, pronouns, and I'm just like, mother, no. When it comes to, like, pronouns for me, it honestly depends on the day whether or not I'm like, it's they, them, or, like, I just don't care. Honestly, it really does depend on, like, the level of dysphoria I'm having that day, which can fluctuate. Sometimes it doesn't, like, bother me that much, and then other times I'm just like, why is this bothering me so much? I hate this. I don't want anyone to, like, if you can't refer to me as they, them, just don't talk to me. Which I'm like, not the greatest response, but still. It definitely is about intention, because, like, you can tell when someone is purposely doing it and when they just have never met someone who uses they, them pronouns, and it's an adjustment, you know what I mean? I try to be as lenient with those kind of people as possible, but the people who literally just, like, refuse to use they, them, or, like, try to use they, them I'm like, fuck off. Me, when someone respects they, them pronouns but not neo pronouns, yeah, no, honestly, like, I know I have trouble with neo pronouns, but, like, I genuinely try my best. Again, it's something that we need. I wish I interacted more with people who use neo pronouns so that I could practice a whole lot more and getting it down. But yeah, if someone comes out and uses other pronouns than she, her, they, them, he, him, like, honestly, just practice that stuff. I wish I didn't have to tiptoe around my uncle. Oh, I'm so sorry. Has anyone else broken their friends because I have, and they accidentally say pronouns that never even was associated with me?
Always.
Bruh.
I have the right to sort of be like, I don't feel like talking about my gender right now, but I'm down for questions, and I'm down for, like, just, you know, a very easy curiosity and a kind sort of wondering, because most people we don't have good language for all this stuff yet. Most people are still pretty early in figuring a lot of this
Same,
out.
it's hard, but at least try. Yeah.
Grammarly Go is the
Not Grammarly.
AI product that you need. It's easy to use in the...
When did you first realize that you did not identify with the gender that was given to you?
As I grew up, I kind of was comparing my experiences with other kids and seeing how they would react to certain things, and everyone was just super obsessed with certain girl things and girl clothes, and it's not that I was obsessed with only boy things, but it's just I didn't see that binary.
Anything that you were interested in was fair game.
Right.
While many other kids would say,
Yo, I got so upset when the boys and girls would split up in kindergarten, first grade, and go play with the girls, go play with the boys, and there were times where I was like, no, I'm gonna go play with the boys, and they literally would not let me, and I was like, excuse? What? I hated it.
oh, that's a boy thing to do. Oh, that's a girl thing to do.
Exactly, yeah, I just played whatever was fun.
I knew I was this way in kindergarten.
Yep.
I would get in trouble for taking all the dresses and
Aww.
not letting anyone else wear them.
They're literally such a cute little
You
kid.
were hogging it? Or because it was not a boy thing?
Both?
I never had a moment where I didn't realize it.
As long as you can remember it.
The moment that people introduced conceptually the idea of boys and girls, I was just like, well, that's dumb.
Yo, facts. Straight up facts. It just didn't ever really make sense to me. Ever.
That is a societal construct.
Right, that's stupid. I was 3, and I was just like, I don't know about that one. Because all that gender was, for me, as a child, was just things that were forbidden.
I remember a group of kids making fun of me because I had a purple lunchbox.
Oh.
And they were like, that's gay. And I was like, I didn't know what that word meant. But I was like, you said it in a way that I feel like it's not a good thing, so therefore I should not want to be this.
How many Y's in the word gay? How did they say it?
It was somewhere between 3 to 16 Y's. It was that's gay.
I mean, that is the appropriate amount for a purple lunchbox. I hope you eventually came to the realization that you were gonna keep your lunchbox. And
I wish I could say that was the case.
Yeah, not a lot of us do.
I remember going home and being like, Mom, can I get a new lunchbox? She was like, why? I was like, I just don't like that one anymore. And that's where the communication ended.
It's like you don't go home and say that to your parents, and you somehow learned that that's how those people are. And
Isn't that crazy? That literally someone saying, oh, that's gay, to a color can affect how someone thinks. That's actually, kids are so, and the thing is, kids learn that from their parents. Kids learn those societal constructs and ways of thinking from their parents. I can't even imagine. I just realized when I looked in the mirror, I didn't see femme and I didn't see masc. I was just kind of there. Yo, same. When I was younger, I was confused about splitting up by genders, and I didn't question it because I was scared to get in trouble. Nice. I just wish I knew non-binary was a thing because I never got the norm. All my friends were boys in school. When we were split up, I was just like, why? And also now I'm lonely. That was me in church. So all of my friends when I was younger were boys, and I remember specifically when they would, they didn't mean to necessarily, but they would go off to play video games sometimes, and they wouldn't let me watch, or they wouldn't let me play or something, and they were like, oh no, Lynn, you're a girl, and I was like, but I'm your friend. I just read the back through. I don't know if I I don't know. Pointless gendering colors is so stupid. It is.
So taboo, you shouldn't even talk about it.
Do you feel like you were misgendered at birth?
Oh, definitely. I believe that most people are actually misgendered, in so much as the moment we have a gender assigned to us, anyone, even if you identify as cis, even if you feel yourself to be a man, the moment the label man was placed on you, there was at least one expectation of manhood, the minimum one, likely more like thousands, that did not work for you. If people were just like, hi, this is Jacob, they're a person.
That's a wild concept.
Right, then I'd be like, oh, I'm just cool, so can I go play with dolls? And they'd be like, yeah, some people play with dolls.
That's a person thing to do.
Yeah, that's a person thing. Yeah, can I
I love them.
Cool.
That's a person thing.
Me. Not love it that much? Yeah, that's a person thing.
People do that.
People do it, yeah, totally. You know, like, it would be so much easier.
It really would. Like, I have a really, like... Hold on. I always kind of felt left out. Not girly enough for the girls and not mask enough for the boys. Yeah, I definitely feel that. I'm not sure about, like, what they're saying right here about, like, everyone being misgendered, but I definitely agree with the whole, idea that the ridiculous amount of expectations put on you, no matter what your gender, is, like, insane.
Everyone a lot of grief and confusion.
What do you wish that you would have been gendered as?
Probably non-binary, honestly.
Non-binary?
I would have loved a blank slate.
Right,
like, if my parents would have just been like, hey, this is Angel.
Don't circle M or F, just kind of leave it blank. We'll figure it out later.
Time for this.
How did your parents play a part in this whole journey?
My parents thought it was their job to make me not like this. Because my parents used everything they could think of. Withholding affection, telling me God doesn't love me, hitting me, beating me up. Everything that they could think of to get the queer to leave my body.
Aww,
the bittersweet thing
baby.
about my dad is he apologized to me when I was like 33.
How was that to hear?
Oh my God.
It was good to hear at the time, and I started immediately to grieve the 6-year-old who needed to hear it then.
How did your life change after hearing that from your parent, knowing that?
That's like one of my biggest thing here. I'm gonna like get out of this real quick. One of my biggest things and one of my biggest gripes is people having children but not realizing or not accepting them when they're like different, like being queer and that kind of thing. I'm just like, your kid, I know people put like expectations on their child as soon as they come out, but one of my biggest, I'm like, if you really shouldn't expect anything from your kid other than to, like, I don't know, like, hopefully turn out to be a half decent person. But, like, if they're not hurting someone, if they're a kind person, like, why does it matter if they're queer or trans or non-binary or whatever? It just never made sense to me why people would, like, hurt their kids like that in that way. You're supposed to love your kid, and I just don't get it. It really baffles my mind that people treat their children like that just because they're queer. Not to mention the fact I've called myself a person numerous times on accident. I'm not gonna lie, like, I used to do that too. Like, I used to be like, I'm a person, I'm me. Like, people would ask me, oh, what do you want to, like, be when you grow up? And I'd just say me. Like, they'd be like, oh, you're turning into such a beautiful young woman. And I was like, no, I'm turning into me. I hated that. Same, I still feel that sometimes, like, no joke, the girls and the boys were talking in two groups and I just stand alone in the middle. When I was 11, I used to walk into my room and try to figure out what gender that room belonged to from the point of view of a random person. Oh my God. My twin wants kids so bad, but I'm just over here knowing how phobic she is. Oh God. Like, what if that kid turned out, like, okay, wait, pause. I know for a fact one of my brother's kids is queer. Like, no, like, I know for, like, I could tell that kid is gonna grow up and be some kind of fruity. And my brother is very religious, very homophobic, very transphobic. And I'm just like, I feel so bad for that child. Like, I feel so immensely bad for that kid. I don't know what flavor of queer they're going to turn out to be. I just, like, even as, like, a baby, as, like a, 18-month-old, 24, I was like, that's a queer child right there. Like, you can just tell. I just feel so bad, because I know how homophobic and transphobic and just, it makes me sad to know that like, that child is growing up in a very religious household being told that whatever feelings that they're most likely going to have are wrong and gonna send them to hell and all of that kind of stuff. It just bothers me so much. I came out to my foster mom as trans, and she said she would try to call me by my pronouns, but she never does. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm a trans man and cannot come out to my parents. They would hate me. I'm currently looking for jobs in community college. I'll leave eventually. I just want to be able to live my true life. I'm really, like, I hate that. I'm one of those people that does advocate for leaving toxic situations, and if your family is toxic, to 100% cut them off. I know that I also have a lot easier time than other people to say that, because I was never super close with my family. I always felt like the black sheep of my family. I never felt super duper connected to any of them except my mom, and then we kind of like drifted apart when I turned 18, 19. Right now I'm the closest with my sibling Ellis, but I don't talk to the men in my family whatsoever, and it's honestly the greatest thing I've ever done for myself. I'm really sorry that happened. Like, it's not something to take lightly at all, and I hate that just because you're trying to be who you are, you have to, like, they would hate you for it. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Non-binary people are so wholesome people. Some transgender people really dislike and discount them. I don't get that either. Just like, we're in the same boat. Like, hello? Hi, Lynn. Hey, how are you? I love your username, by the way. Oh my god. Have you ever seen the trailer for this new trans movie from Epoch? It's so transphobic. No. Also, the same exact time I heard one of the boys mostly talking about me saying, is she transgender? I almost died inside. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I realized as an adult that I was under non-binary umbrella and form of multigender, but sometimes the social dysphoria being public is hard with misgendering and not understanding of my identity. Where did the chat go? What happened to it? Oh, it looks fine to me. Yeah, no, working from home has definitely helped because I'm around people who, like respect my identity and everything. I'm looking for a second job right now, probably in person, so I'm, like, prepping myself to be misgendered again. It just sucks.
They came to the realization that they didn't do what was best for you.
I certainly understand that both of my parents were acting out of their own.
I hope y'all like the kitty wandering about, whichever one it is.
Exactly. My dad literally said I was afraid of what other parents would think of me because of who you are.
It's so sad.
For him.
Many of our parents are programmed to think that they are failures just because of naturally who we are. And of course that's going to rub off on us. I was taught so.
I mean, of course that is going to rub off on the child.
If my parents are going to treat me this way, I'm going to treat myself this way before they can even get there, right?
Aww.
I'm definitely going to be teacher's pet of self-hate, and I just went so thoroughly there that eventually the pressure just built and built and built and built, and I needed to do something very drastic, and I moved away to a Buddhist monastery to be able to look at all of these patterns and to just have space
insane
to be quiet with myself.
Quieting that internal monologue.
But honestly, like, that's a mood. If I could do that, I would absolutely adore it. I wish I could leave, but it's impossible. I'm so sorry. Fortunately, my immediate family is super supportive. I'm not very close to my dad's side, so I don't know how most of them stand in regards to LGBT rights, but one of his sisters is chill. Oh, that's dope. It's an orange and white cat. Oh, Tia! Tia, baby! Tia, you want to come say hi? Oh, here's this one. Oh, Pippin, I'm sorry, baby. Oh god, he's shedding. I see a white kitty and orange and white kitty. They're both cute. Yeah, they're doing stuff. I wish I could have someone like you as a sibling. I was a horrible sibling. I was mean. I was a bitch. I was a very angry child. Mostly because of a lot of things going on at home, but also because of gender stuff. And also, like, undiagnosed ADHD and autism. What's odd, though, is they'd be more mad about me being a witch than me being non-binary. I mean, just... that's a blessing.
Or even
honestly, I barely know anyone from my dad's side. Are we just all estranged from our dad's side of the family?
Depend on it so much, right?
Papa bless.
I don't think I'll ever be able to get rid of the programming. But I certainly can get rid of the self-hate, and I certainly can treat myself well. Yeah. And I do.
Damn right. Do you feel like they kind of came from a place of fear, of fearing that if you didn't fall within these confines, that you might be hurt, you might grow up to not enjoy life or be bullied or whatever?
I think I was in my mid-20s when I first heard, like, my dad and my mom admit to me that they were scared for me.
Aww.
A lot of where it was really coming from was a fear that the world was going to hurt me because I am who I am. And the really f***ed up part is that they're not wrong.
They're not.
The thing I had to explain to them is that we will never live in a world that doesn't try to hurt people like me unless I live this way. There are risks that I have to take in order to create a world where I am safe.
What do you think has been the most difficult moment?
Why is it so quiet?
Being non-binary.
Eventually,
let me see.
Becoming estranged from my parents.
Is that better?
We're not in contact. You know, it has to do with a whole lot of things, obviously. But it has
What's
to
the other
do
cat's
with
name? It's
the respect I've given.
Tia is the orange and white one, and Pippin is the white one.
Yeah, I mean, it is a very bittersweet thing because it's a big change, and that's the bitter part. But it's also a sweetness because it is something. It is a symbol of respect for myself.
I'm like trying to hit on people or trying to like meet people or trying to like go on apps, and then I'm like, but why am I not being treated as if I'm hot? Because I am.
Honest to God. Y'all. Yes. I can just say yes. Same though, they don't really care about either, but would probably be the most mad about the witch part. My grandparents on my mom's side are super liberal and identify LGBT friendly. Yes, my mom's side is better than my dad's side. My volume is on 100 and it's still okay. Let's go like that. I hope that helps. I only know my dad and my nan from my dad's side. I know my auntie and she's an alcoholic. Oh no. I haven't seen her in 8 months. Much better, dope.
They're different?
And yeah, it's because we don't know how to treat gender different people as just attractive and cute in the ways that we are. There's a stigma, right? There's
in the comments right now, there are dozens, if not hundreds, if not thousands of people saying, I would date him.
I mean, right?
Yeah. I mean, Jacob, single.
Hello.
Ready to mingle?
Yeah, fully prepared.
Single, ready to mingle.
Fully prepared.
You know where to find him.
And if anyone who was watching, that was an like apostrophe EM. Find him.
You knew what
I knew it was
meant.
a apostrophe EM.
I'm like, you'll find him.
Right, no, there was no aspirated H. I heard no aspirated H.
I would consider Jacob hot too, even though I'm bi, not
Wait,
pan.
40 minutes? We're not watching this whole thing.
No, I'm not watching this whole thing. Elon Musk, fuck you.
What is the most difficult part about explaining what the term non-binary means to people who are just completely unfamiliar?
People who were not in on the creation of a language find it very hard to explain who they are within that language.
Yeah.
So for us to explain deeply who we are using a language that is so weighed down with its very binary past is really difficult.
One of the biggest things that I hear people, like, specifically for me, when it comes to, like, oh, explain, like, what makes you non-binary and what makes you, like, who you are and stuff like that. And I use, I'm not a woman because this, I'm not a man because this. And people have complained, I've seen, like, hate comments, and there's, like, a hate video out there of me. And I've seen the comments under his videos. And it's just like, oh, non-binary people don't know, like, can always say what they're not. They can never say what they are. And it's just like, because we don't have the language for it. English isn't the most gendered language out there. There are a whole lot more gendered languages. However, it is still a very gendered language, and it still can be relatively difficult to explain as a non-binary person how you feel in your gender or lack of gender or not connecting to the binary in the confines of English. It's just so hard. Hylan, you've helped me understand my asexuality. Thanks for the info. Aw, thank you. Every time I see a new therapist, they ask me, what does being non-binary mean to you? And gotta admit, it annoys me a little bit. Thank God I have a non-binary therapist, because if I had to answer that question, I would literally die. I just found out that I have school in literally 3 weeks already. Where the hell? Why? It's extremely hard to explain. It is hard to explain. It's just hard to, like, in your soul, you're like, no, I'm not a man. I'm not a woman. It's just so hard. To explain that and express that in English. It is rough for me considering I live in an area that speaks French a lot. And it is considered a very gendered religion, or language. Oh my god, not religion. A gendered religion. I got crystals recently. I don't know if y'all can see, but I've been playing. So this is my favorite apatite. I love apatite. Apatite is my favorite crystal. If I ever open a P.O. box and y'all want to send me anything, send me apatite. I love it. I also love labradorite. I have a tower somewhere, and this is a fluorite that I got with my mom. I love it. I'm late again. It's all good. Language can't live with it. Can't live without it, actually. I went to IKEA with my parents and asked my parents if I could get, I cannot pronounce that. They said no because I have too many stuffed animals. Stop.
And most people snap to an assumption
I'm
that
just a
we're
gremlin
just
living in
on
Hobbit food.
But it really
Yes.
is just that English is so weird and doesn't have the pronouns, the capacity, the language, the words.
How do you feel about gendered languages?
Oh, I hate them. Get them out of here. I was on a panel in Florence with non-binary activists who had to talk about how everything has a gender. So pencil, plant, that it is so etched on who they are that there's a binary because of the way they speak and how that affects you.
And you're constantly reminded through the language that was spoken by your ancestors that this has been something so deeply ingrained into the culture that it's not going anywhere. And that you're wrong if you don't fit within that, because even the language is built upon that.
Exactly.
How do you feel about people who, you know, even if they're well-intentioned, say all non-binary people want to be referred to in this way?
It drives me crazy because it completely, like, shatters the entire concept of being non-binary.
Yeah.
Now that people who are non-binary are starting to get a little bit of push in media and in shows and things like that, they all look like me. They're super skinny, they're white, they're assigned female at birth, and that is not where it ends. Like, people who are non-binary are so diverse in how they look and how they act and how they present because it is such a broad term.
It is. And there are so many gender identities under the non-binary umbrella, which is why, like, another argument that I've heard more from, like, TERFs and, like, I think the very first one I heard it from was, like, Ariel Scarcella, but it was like, what is non-binary? Because they don't even have a definition for it. I'm like, no, there is a definition. It's just because there are so many identities under it that fall under not binary, And people have one idea of what not binary looks like, which is white, thin, assigned female at birth. And just stop with the educating themselves right there. And that's not what non-binary is. And it's never been that way. You just have to educate yourself and want to learn. I hope you have an appetite, Lynn. You mean this pulls out appetite. True, but they're slowly infecting my bed. Oh no! I feel very strongly female, which actually helped me understand why some people would not feel the same way. It's really hard to find non-binary, which it really? The witch community hinges on gender most of the time. Is that true? I feel like I've met a lot of, like, NB people who are also, like, witches and stuff. I'm a tiny queer person living a double life. Homophobic, cis by day at home, and funky gay at night. Oh my god. Bless up. Well, I'm partly non-binary and a witch. Hell yeah. Baby witch, anyhow. I hate it when I tell people I'm non-binary and they start using they, them when it's not the pronouns I use. Oh, no. That sucks. Like, literally. Yo, should I just start talking about, like, witch stuff on here, too? Like, I love all the witches in chat. Like, I need y'all. People should educate themselves on what contributes to society. MB Witch here. I partly under the non-binary Bella, partly under cis. I'm a demigirl. Yes, please do. Witches and crystals are so cool. What's Anthony's story? Is an ally or part of the community himself. I'm a kitchen witch. Yes, witch channel. Oh my god, stop. I'm a white AMAB person. My crush is black. Oh, nice. Hell yeah. I'm not gonna lie, NB for NB is like the cutest fucking thing. NB Witches Unite. Let's just make a coven.
Yeah, but
Let's
I don't
go.
think of myself in those terms. And not feel like they have to look like
Let's all
me
manifest
in
this.
order to call themselves non-binary.
Right.
You don't have to look a certain way in order to identify as non-binary. You can just say, you know what? This gender shit's kind of stupid.
Right.
I'm a little fed up with it. I would like to feel a little more free in my life.
Do you think society as a whole would function differently if no one was assigned a gender at birth?
Yeah, I think it would be different. I don't think it's a good idea. What I really
Yeah.
would love is just for people like me to be more accepted.
Yes.
You want to be more inclusive rather than saying, let's get rid of all of it.
Indeed,
Throw it all
it's
out.
an
I
addition
feel like
and not a subtraction.
most
How does all of this
non-binary
affect
people
legal
feel that way.
documents like your ID and whatnot?
It's definitely a shit show. I'm out, I'm living my non-binary identity. I want to be perceived as, you know, gender neutral. Part of that for me is having documents that reflect that, especially when I go to the bar and I hand them my ID, which currently now shows me looking like a cis woman. I get so many like and then like the quadruple takes, and so that just creates a space that I just like doesn't need to be there. If they could just look at the ID, see the X, they would know. You know, it would eliminate a lot of really uncomfortable situations.
Today is Seeker's Day. Seeker's Day
Did I
is our
accidentally
annual
create
tradition
a
to celebrate
coven?
the start of Yes Theory back in the summer of 2015. As a part of this,
If there's
I
anyone
love
watching who is currently angrily commenting down below that the concept of non-binary is all in your head,
Technically, the whole world is all in your head.
and
anyway.
that there are only scientifically, biologically 2 genders, what would you say?
I
to
hate
that?
that.
What I say to everybody is, I'm like, if you Google the definition of gender and you read like one of the first results, which is from the World Health Organization, they say that gender is a social construct. So I don't really know how else further to explain to you that you're trying to use science, but science says that gender is a social construct.
Yes.
You hear that? Science said it. Can't argue with science.
Science
Actually,
said it.
A whole other conversation.
that's a different video. Do you feel like this misconception comes
I
from
love
the
it.
idea that gender and sex is exact same?
Maybe you could
It
do
comes
a
from the idea that
witchy
gender and sex are
political
the same
channel.
thing, right? That like
Not a
having
lot
a
of
penis
witches
means
talk
you're a man.
about
But it also
us
comes from this idea
in
that sex
politics.
is easily
Oh,
sortable
dope.
into two categories.
Also, I watched
there
this
is
video a
so much
long time
diversity
ago.
among even human sex. What it shows us is how this toxic gender bullshit gets into
Also,
scientifically.
can we create a queer gifted burnout kids club? Oh my god, yes. I don't think I was ever gifted though. I was homeschooled, so I don't think
how
I
we
was
think about
gifted.
bodies.
Yeah.
We have a lot of work to do to unlearn the really shoddy science around sex difference.
It's true. Oh my god, it's just
How
a
do you feel when
trend pisses
people
me
tell
off.
you that non-binary
pisses me
is just a new
off.
trend.
The way that I have felt my whole life.
My response
it's
is
really
intersex
invalidating.
people.
You know,
Yeah, I
because
do
think
the
a
same
lot of
thing.
people are so quick to say that because I haven't had that experience, it's not real. And I wish people would maybe take a step back and say, you know what? My experience and my perception of the world is just that. It is my perception, and there's a whole however billion people out there who see the world differently than me.
Before we continue learning about the world of non-binary,
Nope.
if you were to have kids someday, what would you want them
Nope.
to? Blockbuster
No
Warner
sponsor.
Brothers Pictures releases. That'll be before
No
it's too late.
sponsor.
And sign up for HBO Max at HBO. How do you think your life has
He
changed
has an
most
HBO Max anyway,
since
sorry.
identifying as non-binary?
I was finally able to
I'd love to be a
sit
witch from the
quietly with
boiling
myself
aisles
without eating
of the
myself
Owl
alive
House.
from the
Yes.
inside out. And not everybody needs to come out. Not everybody can. It's not always safe for everyone.
Yes.
But to me, that's the gift that it gave me, to be truly, truly myself.
I think I've definitely developed so much
100% that. And I think they're about to say that as well. What I felt like being so much more comfortable in my body, knowing I'm a non-binary person, as opposed to trying to force myself into the box of womanhood, because that was never comfortable. That never made me comfortable, and I always felt just like I wanted to tear my skin
more
off.
confidence, and I just feel more me. And it's kind of funny that when you start to feel more you, things start to happen that you would think aren't necessarily tied to your gender. I started surfing, which I've never done sports in my life.
Willing to take risks and just like step outside
definitely
your
more
comfort zone because there
happy.
wasn't this weight of this other thing on you.
It's like there was space that freed up in my brain where I was like constantly beforehand sitting there thinking like, why am I different? Why am I so different? Why am I going through this? Why am I like this? And that was just a constant hum in the back of my head. Now that's gone, and so now I'm just feeling more comfortable in my own skin, and I'm confident in who I am.
Jade wants to know what your experience with dysphoria has been.
Dysphoria is a disconnect between how you feel on the inside with how you maybe look on the outside. So it's like a body part or something like that. For me, it's mostly been, with my body. I tend to have a lot of dysphoria on my chest and just like my shoulders and things like that. I really just want an androgynous looking body. Like I don't want anybody to like, look at me and go, that's a woman based on this, or that's a man based on this.
Heather wants to know if you were to have kids.
So for me and my dysphoria, it's definitely chest-based, voice-based. Whenever I edit my videos, I'm like, oh my god, is that what I sound like? For some reason, I get like head dysphoria because I feel like my head is so small compared to my shoulders, and that like gives away my gender. I know for a long time, because of Calvin Guerra, I had like hand dysphoria. Definitely like my hips and that kind of stuff gives me dysphoria. That's like physical. Social dysphoria also like sucks. Y'all underestimate social dysphoria. I hate the trope that we are supernatural beings. That's fair. I don't hate my body, I'm just afraid of it. A song and lyric by Mallrat. I'm so sorry that you have to have a body. Honestly, I like that a lot. I got bullied in school a lot, but it's like whatever. Oh, I'm so sorry. If I happen to be questioning my identity, I'm watching your videos. I feel like I get closer to figuring it out again. Oh, that makes me happy. Heartstopper is tomorrow in Australia, guys. I'm so excited for... I wanted to talk about Heartstopper. I wanted to make a Heartstopper video so bad, but I'm being in solidarity with the strike. I don't want to potentially... Like, I don't want to talk about a show that's coming out from, like, a struck company and not be able to work as an actor someday. That's, like, my biggest dream, and I can't risk that, unfortunately. So I'll talk about that when the actors strike in the US is over. Oh, finally, someone with voice dysphoria. I constantly do impressions because of it. My favorite thing in the world is, like, when I'm sick, because it just gets deeper and raspy. I also kind of hate it, but it's the worst thing. I don't care if people think I'm real. I really hate the social dysphoria isn't talked about too often. It's not. Mostly because I feel like people whenever I've talked about social dysphoria or like buck up, like that kind of stuff, they don't take it seriously. No, my other favorite YouTuber is live on Twitch. What do I do? I'll stay here until you stop. I'm gonna stop after this video. I'm going out tonight. I have a busy day. I love your videos. They've helped me so much. Oh, social dysphoria often leads to body dysphoria for me. I have some voice dysphoria when I'm talking on the phone with strangers who don't know who I am.
Someday, what would you want them to refer to you as?
I think I'd want to get away from mom and dad entirely, and I want them to call me Pop, because that's cute
Pop.
as hell.
That's cute.
And also, like, I'm Pop. You know what I mean? Like, I am Pop.
I feel like a lot of people...
I really like Rennie. It's like short for parent. It's Rennie. I always thought
Imagine
that was super
if there was a non-binary identifying parent, that they expect their child to be like, parent!
I bet my kids would be like, would like when they wanted to really get under my skin would be like, gender neutral parental unit number 1. I'm hungry when it's dinner.
That's a 3-year-old.
Like, shut up, Cassandra!
If there's anyone watching who feels
Cassandra.
that they might identify as non-binary, but are nervous about coming to terms with that because of what that might mean in their family or societally or even within themselves, is there anything that you want to say to them?
Make sure you're in a safe place. Make sure you have a good friend group that you can toss these thoughts back and forth with and experiment within that friend group. You know, try going by they, them pronouns for a week or try a different name for a week, or, you know, even just say like, I'm non-binary for a week, and within that safe space, see how that feels. And if it feels right, then maybe do some soul searching a little bit, and maybe you are.
Always remember that you deserve to feel good. Taking it slow and really being kind to yourself and giving yourself the gift of patience will make this feel a little bit more doable, because it's a journey and it's going to take a lot longer than you think, but I mean that in the most beautiful way. Like, I am 29, I am almost 30, and I am still discovering new things about my gender every single day, and it's fabulous.
Damn.
I'm a wise old grandma, okay? I gotta have some sage wisdom for the babies.
I would expect you to have so much gray hair with that kind of stuff.
I have quite a bit though, look. You see it?
Oh.
Damn, that's how you know you're wise. What do you think the biggest misconception is about non-binary people?
Non-binary people are curvy. Non-binary people are fat. Non-binary people are every skin tone, every ethnicity, every race under the sun. We are everywhere, and there is no such thing as what a prototypical or archetypal non-binary person looks like. And I wish that people understood that better.
All right, you got 5 seconds to shout out or promote anything you want directly into camera. Go.
If you want to watch queer content, subscribe to Angela Nicole on YouTube, and you can follow me at Kinkle Morris on TikTok and Instagram.
It's called Sissy, a coming of gender story. Buy it from your local bookstore if you can, but if you can't, you can buy it online.
Buy my audiobook. My voice will tell you there is nothing wrong with you.
Y'all should subscribe to this cutie over here, because we had a great conversation, and also then you get to see more of Slade.
True, because Slade has some rage issues, so if you don't click that subscribe button, you don't want to know. After spending a day with these individuals who identify as non-binary, I've come to understand just how nuanced and complex gender identity really is. Everyone's experience with what feels most authentic to them is wholly unique and deserves to be met with respect at the very least.
Hell yeah. Yes. Boop, boop. Okay. Back here. Okay. So, social dysphoria is, Hold on 1 second. Can I move you? Okay. Social dysphoria is when you get dysphoria in social situations. So if someone isn't using your name, your pronouns, it can be like when you go into a situation and you're expected to perform specific gender roles. So like if you are someone who is assigned female at birth, going into like, I don't even know, like a situation and someone's like, "Oh, go make a sandwich," like something like I know that's horrible to say, but yeah, I just, you know, that kind of stuff. That's social dysphoria. I haven't had dysphoria in so long. That means I'm either actually cis, still gender fluid, but stuck in one gender, or agender / non-binary. Lol. Love that. I finally bought a reversible octopus and called it reversible octopus. Oh, nice. And named it Lumity. I literally love that. I was not in a safe place and had to stand my ground. I'm so sorry. I think I would be too much of a coward. I'm a trans femme. I have a trans femme OC named Tia. Oh, I love that. What if I'm okay with using any pronoun, but I don't want to be called a female or male? I've been feeling like this for a while, and I don't know what to do. It's valid. Like, honestly, there was, like, a whole thing around, like, how disrespectful being called, like, a male or a female was, and it goes back to, like, racism and some shit like that. So, like, when someone uses, like, oh, you're a female, or oh, you're a male, like, it's genuinely like, oh, you're a dick, like, you're not a good person. No, it's valid to not want to be associated with those, and it's okay. Oh my god, she really do just be walking around. I wish I didn't have to stand my ground in an unsafe place and could just be me. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. It's hilarious because Greg unlocked anti-witch rant has now become a witch talk meme. There's witch talk? I'm not really on witch talk. Mostly because, like, the last time I was, I just joined. I'm about to get off. I'm so sorry. The video is done, and I'm about to get off. Floating Man Isles. That's so interesting. No, I know, I'm sorry. As a queer black person, I constantly feel unsafe wherever I go outside. I'm so sorry. Like, it's just not okay. It pisses me off. Don't even get me, like, started about the racism in the queer community, which is, like, actually insane to me, because so many of the rights that we have now are because of trans women of color. Like, I wish people fucking knew their history and stopped their shit and were not fucking racist. It actually pisses me off. I was at a volleyball tryout and didn't see you were live when I got back. Oh my god, it's okay. I'm gonna be streaming again, don't worry. Next week I'm also gonna be streaming earlier, because I'm going out again. August is really busy for me, y'all. I'm so sorry. I'm moving, I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff. I have panic attacks a lot because I always sense doom lurking, like death from Puss in Boots, The Last Witch. Did someone curse you? Like, I would literally, like, get checked real quick. There are ways to, like, figure out if there's a curse on you and get rid of it. Black trans women were the ones who threw the bricks at Stonewall. Literally! Like, hello? It pisses me off. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna go. I love y'all. Hope you enjoyed this. I'm gonna be doing, like, more reaction stuff on my streams on Tuesday. And I'm gonna be doing We Stand Trans Black Women. Yes. I'm gonna be doing, like, more gameplay Q&A stuff over the weekends, which I'm very excited about. Did you know some people with ADHD can experience mild hallucinations when they're tired? Is that me? Me today. We stand queer people. My family don't like the gendered pronouns, so I don't tell them about my part non-binariness. Oh no. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna go. I hope y'all have a good night. I'm gonna have a good night. Going out tonight. Yeah, I really I love reacting to stuff. I love this stuff. I hope you do too. Let me know what else you would want me to react to, and I'll see you later. I've got a video coming out on Thursday, so watch out for that around 3 p.m. I'm going to be uploading every day this month at 3 p.m., whether it's a short or a long form content, so look out for that. And yeah, thank you all. Mwah.